Hello. To briefly introduce myself before I start presenting, my name is Leanne Hedrick, and this is my community mapping project. The school that I've been assigned to for my practicum is Holy Cross Episcopal School, and it'll be featuring the surrounding areas on Bell Road and kind of in that neighborhood. So let's get started. Just some snippets of the outside of the school and the community. Holy Cross is nestled in the heart of the Bell Road community. Around the school are many local churches, eateries, and subdivisions. It is an access area to both East Montgomery and Troy Highway and surrounding areas. The views in these pictures, the first one that you see is I guess the best way to put it is facing the roadway, but it's the front of the school. It's where family members check in, or anyone outside of the school, they'll come through this door to check in. It's where the front office is located, and it's very beautiful, landscaped very well, so it's a great entrance area. And then the other is just the road sign. The colors represented on it, the red, the purple, and the yellow, are all Holy Cross school colors. Gateway Baptist Church on Bell Road is one of the churches that I was referring to previously. I actually go to this church. I've been going to this church for a little while now, but it's one of the nice things that you see when you're entering the community. You also see, not very well, it's kind of grainy, but right here in this area, that is their Hispanic church that they also do. So that's part of the community demographics for this neighborhood is Hispanics. Another church, I don't know as much information about this one. I don't go there. I've just kind of seen it in passing as I go to the school and go about my day. But this is the Lighthouse Church in the picture to the left, and the little day school is featured in the picture on the right. And then some other little things. This is off Bell Road. It's on Vaughn Road, but it's the little Cornerstone Shopping Center. The picture in the middle is just different shopping, different eating options. There's a Nukes over there. There's, basic shopping things. They have a Starbucks over there. A lot of little areas that are in community niches are right there. And then another thing I forgot to mention, the Bell Road Preschool. It's right before you turn off to the Cornerstone area and that little shopping area. But they're a preschool. Some of those that have gone to Holy Cross, I think it's only a handful, but they went to the Bell Road Preschool before attending Holy Cross. One of the other communities in the area is the Bellwood community. It's one of several. There are lots of different smaller areas in the community. But then there are also those larger planned communities. I think just from where Bell Road begins in the area, in the proximity of Holy Cross, I think you pass 5 or 6 different planned communities before you actually get to the school, and then when you pass it, there are also some others, as well as apartment homes and rental homes and things like that. Demographics for the community, population estimate is 50,268 people. That census data is from 2010, and it's only for the area code that is relevant to the school. It's not the entire city of Montgomery, it's just the 36117 area code. And all of the other data is based on the 2010 report. In doing research, I couldn't find anything more recent than that, but I feel like it's still a pretty good estimate for some of that information, and also from what I could gather from those living in that area. But the median family income is about $42,927 a year. An interesting contrast, There's about when I calculated it, there's about a $50,000 difference a year in family income between those who are living in kind of the city area and the 36117 area versus those that are living in Pike Road. So that's a really interesting, or I found that really interesting, that was something that you didn't really see as being significant, but when you're looking through the data and trying to understand all of that information, I just found that very interesting. Median housing costs to rent a home is $830 per month, and to own a home is around $164,400. Education levels of the area. Some are college graduates. There are many. I know Holy Cross parents who have degrees who live in the area. I know different people in the community, different people that I talk to in the community, all mentioned graduating from college from either ASU or AUM or the main Auburn campus in Auburn, some from Alabama. So there's a good cluster of people that have received a formal collegiate education. Then there are others who kind of went to college for a while and then had, life happened and they had families and things like that. So they had some college but were not able to fully complete college. And then several high school graduates. I don't really think, and everything I found and everyone that I spoke to, there weren't many who hadn't completed high school or hadn't at least received that level of education. I didn't interview anyone or talk to anyone who was a dropout. So that's good for the community. Family structures. A traditional nuclear family dynamic is about 61% of the area's population. Others kind of vary at having students who are raised by grandparents. That's something I've seen several times at Holy Cross, and something that I've seen kind of throughout the area, kind of throughout the Montgomery area. But it definitely does affect how students behave and perceive things and how they react in certain situations. So that's a very interesting tidbit. The unemployment rate is about 5.66%, which is very low, very good. Students see parents or family members or whoever is their caregiver working for the most part. Granted, there are, the population for that area is large, so it's still several people that are without a job or have other circumstances that prevent them from working. But for the majority, it's very good that students are able to perceive and understand that working is an important part of life. The age distribution, for this area, birth through 19 account for about 24% of the community's population. Ages 20 to 30 represent about 23% of the community population. Ages 40 to 50 represent about 19% of the community population. And 60 and up represent 13% of the community population. So a lot of people that are living in the community are fairly younger, and that's great for the community, helps grow the community, helps build rapport in the community, and it helps to kind of add stamina to those schools and students to go to the schools in the area. Also along the Bell Road is Brubaker Primary and the middle and high school. So they also serve some of those areas and some of those students. So I've observed there as well and seen many younger parents and a lot of younger mothers specifically, but family involvement from people not much older than me. So I think that's really good. And then race and ethnicity. The predominant races in the area are African American, Caucasian, Korean, and Chinese. Those are what I found online statistically, but there are also a handful of Hispanics that are in the area. And a lot of them come because I mentioned them going to church. A lot of them come. It's kind of like if you have food, people will come. If you have that experience and are able to offer that to people in that church setting, then people will come, and that's great for the school as well. It attracts different people groups and just a variety of students that we love to see and have in our schools because it really adds a lot to just the whole school experience. So I think that's a sweet little thing, that we have so many different races represented in the community. Homelessness was really not an issue on Bell Road in relation to Holy Cross and more of the downtown area. When I've observed at Highland Gardens, I saw several different people facing homelessness and poverty, but not so much in this area because, from what we see here, the unemployment rate's about 5.66%. So, even if not, there are people that are being taken care of in one way or the other. So I didn't really notice any that were homeless per se. The school, this is a view of the chapel at Holy Cross. It's a beautiful little chapel. They have daily services there. On Wednesday, they have their formal service, and the girls and boys dress up in their nice skirts and their ties, and it's a little bit of a swap from the traditional uniform, and they engage in the Holy Eucharist on Wednesdays. Some views of the playground area. We have a wonderful coach at Holy Cross. His name is Coach Proctor. Sometimes he will actually come out with students in the community and play basketball. We have students that play AYSO soccer, just different things. They have practices there at the school. We have a wonderful playground where students can come and play. They've recently done a lot of work and repairs on it to make it as safe and as fun as possible for our kids. And we are doing some fundraising for different elements to add to our playground, but for the majority, it's a very nice playground for students to be able to use. And then my classroom, in particular, these are just, a couple pictures, but there are more, obviously. I am fortunate in the fact that I get to teach on my own for my practicum, that I am supervised, and I do have a cooperating teacher, but a lot of it is on my own, which boasts its challenges, but also it has had many, many rewards for me, so I've enjoyed that very much. I've also enjoyed being able to kind of personalize my own little space, and having the ability to love on those kids one class at a time. It's been a wonderful experience in the fact that I have gotten to see those students from that community setting, some that travel and some that are, we have some that come all the way from Prattville, but a lot of them are community based. And having those students from the community, having them to come into my room, to be able to love on them, to be able to have conversations with them, it's just really great, and it's been really, really rewarding. There are things that we see that I've seen just based off of the data that I've collected that have rang true in my classroom about, who's been raising a child, how that child behaves, how that child acts, how it or he or she engages in their work, how seriously they take their work. So that has also been an interesting connection in doing this study and this presentation and compiling all of the evidence for it. That's been an interesting correlation to make, and I've certainly really enjoyed that. Some school demographics. Race for our school is about 58% white, 34% African American, 4% Asian, and I would say really 3% Hispanic, and 1% we have a wonderful new little boy who is from Italy, so he also accounts for that. Gender, 51% male, 49% female, 48% upper middle. For incomes, 34% moderate, 18% low. We do have some scholarships that we do. Student support services, we have Miss Marcia Basil, who does the teacher resource. She also works with pre-K and K on reading strategies. We have 8 full-time teachers and 4 enrichment teachers. We offer AYSO soccer, basketball, cross-country, piano, and ballet. After school care is provided in-house at an additional cost. I also work an extended day at the school. And transportation is dependent on a parent or guardian's car. But anyway, I am so thrilled to have done this presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it thoroughly.